Hey guys, Greg, Clearwater 124. It's a little Wednesday workbench. I'm not going to do a live tonight. I don't have enough stuff to talk about. So we'll just do a quick little workbench thing. I've got here three of the Aussie Boys stickers. Got Daz, got David from UC, and I got Tony Droney. Those to be added to the sticker board. Thank you guys. Hope you like my stickers. Um, 3 rooms. We communicated today. His will be mailed out tomorrow. I wanted to show you some 3D stuff that I printed over the past year or so. Jersey barriers, which I've only printed a couple of these. I'd like to print 4 or 5 more. I get the porta potty. This is all from free STL files. You know, cults and all those different sites. I printed several different size roll cages for builds that I do. I can make them whatever size I want. I think I showed you this before. I told this driver when he put that fire suit on, I said, "You look like an idiot wearing that." So he crashed and the alligator got him. Nitwit. This is a track marshal on the radio. He's generally usually stationed down in the hairpin. This broad likes to thrust her hips out and blonde haired, floozy, stands up by the pickup truck and gazes around. This is a variety of drivers that I've painted up. One of my favorite things to do is paint these miniature people. Oh yeah, this is a painted spectator. He was pointing at the crash that this guy got in. Oh. Yeah, painted drivers. I get beer kegs, gas cans. I've done a fuel pump and 55-gallon oil drums. I have a bunch of those over by the garage that I can't reach, and I'm not climbing up on the table. Uh, Here's a race fuel canister. This is a flat panel driver with helmet and steering wheel that you can use in a build where you don't have room to insert an interior. I bought some gel claw tires. I ran some. I'll show you in a second. This is for BRM wheels. I'll try them on my Camaro Black eventually when I feel like it. These are gel claws that I put on here on this 37 Ford. I put on the rear. I'm going to take them out to the tire truer and run them on the tire truer. If anybody's used gel claws, please tell me what your experience is with them. They are definitely a different consistency than rubber tires that I've had in the past or urethanes. Just give me, bleep bloop it down there in the comments and give me your opinion on them if you have any experience with gel claws. Now, I've been working on this Sunbeam Tiger, and it's a small, it's 125th scale, but it's a small car. Same scale as the 37 Ford. Same scale as American cars, you know, but British cars have always been smaller. So I started working with a couple of those chassis that I tore out of those Quebec cars that I didn't want, but I liked the engineering and I liked the chassis work. And I have these two chassis, and the motor mounts are a little different than what I'm used to. So I went to work the other day and I modified this one so I could shorten the wheelbase to fit the Spitfire. This fits inside here. So you can make it completely adjustable. See that? Okay. So I started looking at it and feeling it. This was the one I was going to use for the Spitfire. But then I, I also have this one, and it's the same engineering, right? But it's much smaller and much lighter weight. So I think it would be to my advantage to use this smaller. You can see the different size in the channels from here to here. So I'm thinking it would be to my advantage to use this one for the Sunbeam and save this for a future build. So I had to do some engineering on this. I had to remove a piece, just remove some solder to make this slide for the wheelbase to fit. I'll have to do the same with this, and then I'll have to figure out. I removed this motor mount that was there, and I really didn't pay attention when I was doing it. I should have paid closer attention. I may go back and look at a video. I may have a video on it. But this was on here, but it doesn't really fit unless these tabs were used for body mounts or something. I don't understand why those tabs are there. And the basic 1-inch motor mount, this mount here, will not fit in there because that's not wide enough between these two channels. So I'll have to modify this, or just use it, just put it back where I think it was with this motor. I have other motors, by the way, and use that. I'll try something else. These are the typical motor brackets I use. And they would mount this way like this, but they don't fit between those rails. They fit between the rails on this one, but not on here. These not only being a motor bracket, but they're also an axle holder. So it sets your distance for your pinion and your crown gear. Whereas this, I would have to make sure that it's set right. See, he's already got axle holders on here, but I'll remove those because I want to put a round tube there that I can add bearings to. I prefer bearings to just better than a floating axle. So I'd have to get this positioned so that the crown and the pinion lined up properly. So that's my next work to be done. I need to wet sand this body. It came out nice with the primer. I'm confident the paint is going to be good. I'm concerned about the decals. I can't find really good British racing decals. And that is really what I would like to do. Now, here's another driver I started painting. This is for a flat panel interior. There's no way I'm going to be able to fit the full interior in this. I painted the tonneau, one seat in the dash, steering column. I'm probably going to have to hack out a lot of this interior to get this to fit over the motors. You know, if I were to use that, you can see how much interior is going to be removed. And I could always just build a flat and use a driver like this in there, you know. A little smaller scale. He's a little big for this car, but I have some smaller ones. But anyways, I have some decisions to make. But I think I'm going to try and use the smaller gauge brass chassis and save this one for maybe the Mustang, the Shelby 67 Shelby that I'll be building, Trans Am car that I'll be building next, and I'll put that on this chassis. So that's where we stand. I have some decisions to make. I got a lot to do. My grandson and I, we haven't worked on his 71 Mustang in a couple of weeks. He just got his new karate belt. He had a birthday. He went on a camping trip, so he hasn't been around that much last couple of weeks. So we'll get back at that soon, I'm sure. All right, well, that's it for tonight, fellas. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you watching. See you next time.